go.
I'm better when
Let's
I
do
got
this.
paper and pen.
Yeah.
Suprema, Suprema roll call.
Turn up the music.
Suprema, Suprema roll call. Suprema, Suprema roll call. Suprema roll call.
Keep tingling, CD brother.
Yeah.
Fin twin statue prize in them.
Yeah.
Lifetime gift, gun provider.
Yeah.
Yesterday in front of the sun.
Roll call. Suprema, Suprema roll call. Suprema,
That was just patois.
Suprema roll call.
My name is Phonte.
Yeah.
I'm in my zone.
Yeah.
My favorite Poyser joint.
Yeah.
A love of my own.
Roll call.
Inside,
Suprema, Suprema roll call. Suprema,
Suprema roll call.
My name is Sugar,
Yeah.
the roll call master.
Yeah.
James Poyser's here.
Yeah.
Suprema roll call. Suprema.
Wait a minute.
Suprema
roll call.
My name is Sugar.
Again.
Quest, keep this loop on.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here, James.
Yeah.
Formito Popon. Suprema roll call. Suprema roll call.
It's like
Yeah.
and James in town
Yeah.
wrote a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Head still like Charlie Brown.
Roll call. Suprema. Suprema roll call. Suprema. Suprema roll call.
Thank you, Questlove.
Yeah.
For this and that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Notes.
Yeah.
Make Poyser laugh.
Roll call. Suprema. Suprema roll call. Suprema. Suprema roll call.
My name is JP.
Yeah.
The Lord is blessing me.
Yeah.
Layla's eye dressing me.
Yeah.
Shut up, Steve.
Suprema. That's all you needed.
Suprema roll call. Suprema. Suprema roll call. Suprema. Suprema roll call. Suprema. Suprema roll call.
Wait, as a pseudo-Jamaican, can we talk about your Jamaican accent for
What
like a
was
hot second? Hey,
You was
man.
reading backwards for first. I didn't
James
know.
already know what I
Listen.
said, and that's all that counts.
Did you, James? Did you
Listen,
know?
some of the texts that he sends me in Concord.
He just get it.
Listen, I get it.
As long as y'all understand it, that's all that matters.
I like that was Jamaican?
Yeah.
That was great. Oh,
Wow.
and Steve with a double. The never heard before.
Wow,
Double.
yes.
And with the sound effect, too, with the
Yeah.
sound bite. That was.
Remember these joints?
Yes. Wait, where'd you dig that up from?
These were from Philly. From
We had them in the studio.
The Pharrell session.
Yeah.
We were going nuts.
Ladies and gentlemen, another episode of Questlove Supreme. I'm your host, Questlove. We have Team Supreme. We are live in New York City. And by live, we mean we're just in front of each other. We can see each other.
In person.
Yeah. How's it going, new Bill? Wait, what was your new title I gave you? I forgot your superlative.
I was unpaid. Well, for the record, I was White Bill, which was a wonderful moniker. I was unpaid Bill for most
really,
of my
you'd be
life.
light-skinned Bill, but
Thank you. Then recently, I was morphed to Boss Bill. For what reason? I don't remember what.
Yeah.
No, not for that. No.
Because you're a boss.
I'm just Bill.
Okay.
I'm just happy to be
He
here.
said, I'm just a bill.
Yeah. Right.
right.
Climbing up this hill.
well, that's right. All right, well, you're just Bill.
Take
I
it.
think that's the perfect
Just Bill.
moniker
Just
for you.
Bill.
Just be.
Just Bill.
You're just a Bill.
I'm like a silky shampoo. Just Bill.
Well,
Take that.
Laia, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going. I feel like we're going to have some time not laughing today. It's going to be full of laughs and good times and long overdue conversations.
Yes.
real.
And Fontigolo?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Got some rest, so I'm good.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Steve, how's it going?
Everything's great, man. This, you know how you say you've been waiting for episodes for a long time?
Is this a Steve anticipated episode?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to just jump in it because I want to know how James and Steve became frenemies. Like,
What's your first musical memory?
Well, the
Jim?
funniest thing is that James is the one who got me hired originally when I came down to Philly in 2003
Right.
or 4.
And regrets it every day.
I regret it every
all right, ladies and gentlemen, our guest today, of course, needs no introduction. He's been a friend of the show. Legendary.
You gonna call me legendary?
Yeah.
You are.
Actually, yeah, pretty much all those moments that you take for granted. You know, music can help facilitate a mood when you're watching television or you're watching movies. And our guest today, of course, is no exception to providing colors, synesthesia, to graphics and scenes and makes life better. He's done, let's name it.
What does it have?
I'm being very professional. I'm being very professional.
This is
I'm being
hilarious.
very
You
professional.
said synesthesia in a sentence.
I was
All right,
like-
sorry. Please continue.
Yeah, you said James makes life better. I don't know what the heck. You got the wrong guest, son.
No, we should celebrate our guests
Yeah,
that come on
shout
the
out
show.
the accolades. Hell
Dog,
yeah,
I mean,
hell yeah.
well, friend of the show, Why Cynics problem areas. We also got Hawthorne. That was a Jada's show, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. The Break with Michelle Wolf. The Equalizer,
You about to
starring
go down.
our good friend Dana. Blackish. He's done
About to
music
do
for
all
Blackish.
of this stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course, you know, classic season 2 and season 3 of the Chappelle Show.
Yes, multiple
guest
Grammy
today.
Award winner.
Let's just name all the artists.
Come on.
There's Erica.
Yeah.
There's Mariah.
There's Anthony. Yeah.
Anthony. Eric Benet.
Yeah.
John Legend. Rihanna.
Music Soul Child.
ASAP
Music Soul
Ferg.
Child.
Adele.
Common. Kareem Bailey Ray.
Yeah.
My youth choir.
Bilal.
Youth choir.
D'Angelo.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. Randy Watson.
And
You
Lauryn
know
Hill.
what? Everybody, man, shit.
Everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah. James has done everything. Al Green. Estero.
Yo.
Yes.
Angelique Kidjo.
John Legend.
Jill Scott. John Legend.
Yeah, damn.
Femi
And,
Kuti.
thank you,
Femi
Nick.
Kuti too?
Yeah.
Right. And we welcome James Poyser. Yes. Wow.
I know I'm funny.
Anyway, how are you? How are you, James?
Shut up, Steve. I just needed to get that out the way.
No, I didn't.
I'm
How's
great.
it going, James?
I'm great, man. I'm happy to be here amongst family and friends and
Absolutely.
enemies. you
Steve
know.
and Ahmir. All right. So, what was your question, Bill?
Oh. Well, I had asked James about like how like bringing this is gonna sound so nerdy. Fuck
Right.
it, here we go.
Let's go.
Bringing harmony to the roots. The roots is like it's
Well,
hip
wait,
hop. And
but time out.
Am I not allowed to say that?
That's where you want to start.
Well, I don't. What's your first musical
Thank you.
memory?
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, it's like it's full to. Where's your first musical memory?
Actually, a lot of people don't know that. I thought James was in Philadelphia, born and bred.
No.
Me,
Where were you born?
I was born in Sheffield, England. My parents are Jamaican.
I thought you were gonna say Jamaica.
me too.
No. My parents are Jamaican, and they immigrated to England. You know, the whole Windrush generation. And
Where is Sheffield?
Sheffield is like 2 hours north from London.
See, even then, I thought you were from like South London, where all the
All the cool people.
Jamaicans. Yeah.
I mean, listen, Jamaicans is everywhere, Bridget. Everywhere. So I was born there, lived there for 9 years, and then we moved over here.
Did you once have a UK accent?
I did, and it was weird. Like kids at school, like speak English to me, and I'm like, I am speaking English. What are you talking about? You know, but they wanted to hear the accent, and I got teased quite a bit.
So you purposely lost your accent.
He hasn't lost it though. It still comes
There's
back.
certain words
Yeah.
that come through, but you.
All
don't-
right, so
you-
talk with your English.
it's not the type of thing I can throw on. Like certain words, if I say digital, I can't say digital. I gotta say digital.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't grow up in West Philly with an English accent, bro. Nah. So I had to lose that. Try and lose it quick.
Girls would have thought that was cool.
I was 9, bro.
I have a question. Like, so when was the first time you actually went to Jamaica at all?
When I was a baby, we went over. I don't remember, but after that, I think I was 13, and we went to my grandma's house, and she lit. The town where my parents was from was like one dirt road up in the mountain, like literally like 5-6 blocks, and it was like the bathroom in the outhouse and chickens running around, and I had fun. It was great. I back then. Yeah. When I've gone back recently, I'm like, where's the Ritz Carlton?
Ooh, I got one because we always used to tease James about being a PK. Yeah. So I'm curious. Like, was your dad always a,
Yeah.
preacher's kid?
Actually, can I add on to that?
Yeah.
Because I also know that Christian household with music and secular household with music, I'm very curious as to how did secular music seep into what I would think was unpenetrable household as far as like what you're allowed to listen to, not allowed to listen to.
All right, so grew up in church in England. My dad was a pastor there. Now, the way it works immigration-wise, my mom had to move to America.
Okay.
Had to?
To set it up. She had to come over, work her odd jobs and whatever, and set up. So for a couple of years, I was just with my dad. And one of the earliest memories I have was coming home from school, maybe like 6 or 7, and there was this woman dancing in the living room to this Andre Crouch record, and I was like, "Oh, that's my mom." I mean, these are the type of things you got to go through.
Yeah, that's your mom's record.
Yeah. So it was these Andre Crouch records, and when we moved over here, those are kind of things that were in the house, Andre Crouch records and James Cleveland and all that kind of stuff. And we had a stereo system, and I would sit there with my headphones on, listen to that stuff, because that's all that was allowed in the Bishop Poyser's household. But I had an FM AM radio upstairs in my bedroom, too. So, I was listening to all the stuff. You walking through the streets of Philly, going to school and being around, you're going to hear everything.
Soundtrack, yeah.
So, it's funny hanging with Ahmir, all these years. There's certain things that I realized I missed, just because of that kind of thing. Like
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street. I never grew up with Sesame Street.
Oh, they didn't allow you?
So there's times he referenced, you don't remember this so and I'm like, bro, I don't, nah.
Loaf of bread containing milk and stick of butter. And James like, and?
That's how strict your household was?
No, I
Oh,
was
okay.
9. I was in England until I was 9.
Oh, so it didn't come
So
over
when I
there.
came over here, I was
Too
like
old.
Bugs Bunny,
Yeah. Looney Tunes. Yeah.
Wow.
Was piano your first instrument?
No, I grew up playing drums in church. We moved over here. It was a small storefront church.
That's a
I
problem.
love that.
And
look on your
there was a little drum set there and nobody to play. And I was like, I'm going to play the drum. Now, you got to remember, I grew up in playing on pots and pans with my mom's knitting needles when I was a little young one. So,
Yes.
I had, started playing drums first. And then I moved to bass guitar, which is still my favorite instrument.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you have a few of them, right? Do you have a few bass guitars that you have?
At the house, yeah. I can't play bass, but that's like
You played bass before.
I played bass a little bit.
You played bass on record before.
Yeah. But I can't really do any gigs. I'm not I'm Mark Kelly.
But I'm saying that is it the muscle memory thing or?
Yeah, I just don't. If I practiced on it, maybe I would. But I'm still trying to practice on this piano.
Preach.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
You came here at 9. What school did you start?
I started off at Anderson,
Where's that?
5th grade. That's 60th and
Oh, you
Cobbs
went-
Creek.
You went to a West Philly school.
Yeah, 60. I started there, and then I went to Turner for a year.
Where's Turner?
Turner is 59 from Baltimore, and then I went to Hamilton.
And
for
where's
2
that?
years. Hamilton's right the corner from your crib, 56 and Spruce.
So you went to all West Philly high schools.
Yeah. Well, this was in high school. High school, I went to engineering and science for 2 years before I got kicked out. And then
You got kicked out.
I was going to say, why'd you go to so many schools?
see what had happened was
Steve.
no.
Wait, did you know Bubbles?
Everybody knew Bubble.
Diaz?
Where she work at? No, I'm joking.
What was this
Yeah, Jay.
No, y'all would
The
have
Wire.
graduated the same year though.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But and then I graduated from West Catholic.
West
Yeah.
Catholic.
But
Started
didn't you live around the corner from Hamilton?
I did, but so I'm now wondering if the pictures that adult figures painted to me, which was basically like every school in West Philadelphia might as well be like a prison concentration camp. Like
Now.
but then
Back then, I mean, yeah, I had some drama in school. I got guns pulled out on me. I literally on the corner waiting for bus, and these dudes rolled up on me. One dude punched me in the face. I got up ready to fight, and he pulled a gun and put it to my head. He was just messing. This was in
Just
7th
messing.
grade.
Just messing.
Just messing with me. Yeah. I've seen dudes on the playground. I remember my boy on the playground. This dude came and pulled a knife on him. We're on the playground, 7th grade. This older dude. He had to be in 18, 19.
Yeah.
a big machete, like a Jamaican machete. Pull this joint out his pants.
Jamaican.
I love when the accent.
So yeah, you know, I ain't no thug, but you know, I've been, you know, you see that stuff, you experience that stuff growing up.
West Philly.
You know.
Oh, okay. So it was real. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. So, wait, engineering science. Where was that located though?
That was
Like what, Northern
Cecil-
Liberties or?
No, this was Cecil B. Moore, like right on Temple's campus.
Okay, I see that now.
Yeah.
Are we not going to talk about why you didn't finish there?
See, what had happened was,
Bong hits.
Machete.
I was the class clown and I was goofing off.
Shut up.
I don't believe
If you
that.
can believe that.
No,
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, I was a bit of the class clown, goofed around.
I don't believe that at all.
I was.
Are you serious, Amir?
You get kicked out for that?
Yeah,
No, that's
my
not
grades,
ain't right.
my grades were right.
And it was
Because it's like
science and-
it's a really
School.
yeah, it's one of them schools.
There you got to maintain a certain GPA.
Yeah,
One of those
I
schools.
went to one of those schools.
I was listening around.
Smart kid schools.
Yeah.
You know, and of course, my immigrant parents were very lit.
Yeah, they weren't having that.
And so they put you in the strict Catholic school.
Well, I went to Bartram for like a week.
Oh.
Experienced like 20
Oh,
fights.
you went to yeah.
And
Now
I was
Bartram. Oh, see, that's the thing.
So what's
When you
Bartram? What's
It's a
when you-
South Philly high school.
lean on me.
Joe Clark.
That is now a beautiful gentrified building with lots of shops, and they have rooftop parties on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
That
Bartram
sounds-
is now
That
like.
sounds awesome,
yeah.
Bill. Let's go.
Yeah.
Wait, but what's funny is as we talking to James, I'm like, this is the moment where Amir gets to know the people that he's been loving for 30 years, just like when we discovered about Tariq.
I didn't know this. I did not know that James was a juvenile delinquent.
And a drummer.
He doesn't come across as one. I will say that.
So
for what it's worth.
were you part of any of like all city?
No.
None of those
None of
competitions.
them, I wasn't part of that whole thing. I was playing in church, you know, but I wasn't part of the, you know, part of me wanted to go to Cap at the time, but, you know, I was an engineering major in college for the first 2 years, you know, finished up with my degree in finance. Okay. So, you know,
James.
it was that kind of immigrant thing. You
I
know?
know. God. It's a Jamaican thing, too. Like,
So your parents wanted you to do engineering,
Yeah,
and
all
you
my
wanted to do music.
Yeah.
Ceramics.
What'd you wind up doing, James?
So I went to Drexel for 2 years for engineering.
Okay.
I actually went to Roman Haas. He took us on a field trip to see what engineers do. And I
what
was
kind of engineering is it?
I was a chemical engineer.
Okay.
Oh man.
And I was like, I ain't trying to do this.
I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
real.
no,
school,
that's
dog.
like real.
Like
Yeah,
the formulas.
It's like books.
I was like, I am not trying to do this.
At any point, did you think of doing sound engineering or?
No. I was just like, okay, I'm going to graduate and get a job in a bank.
Wow.
And that's why I went to school for finance.
You and Rich Medina. This is fascinating.
When you were in church, was it classical training or was it just like you're learning by listening?
Classical.
You know what I mean? But like, did you ever take lessons or was it just like listening to shit in church?
It started off. I've taken the little Mary Had a Little Lamb lessons with this piano teacher, Mr. Costa, and I didn't like going over there because she had these two chihuahuas that. You know, I'd walk in and take lessons, and they were cool. But when you walking out, they would always like bite me on the back. You know, so I hated going to those lessons. They would freak me out. So I stopped, and that's when I was playing drums and bass. And I remember we went to this church, and this guy that was the same age as me was playing keyboards, and I was like, "Oh, I want to do that." And I took a cassette tape of that song. It was a simple progression, 2-5, 3-6 progression, whatever. And I studied it for a couple months and then transposed it in all keys. And I was like, I can go play in church. And I went to church and couldn't play because I, you know, just didn't have the experience. But I figured it out. You know.
Was that your world famous?
No, that came a little later. That's on the end of most of the records we cut together.
I know, like James is one of them people that will on stage. We'll laugh at each other, make fun of each other, and we make fun of it so much that it actually winds up becoming the fiber of what it is. Now, like James used to like playing the wrong chords of a song, and it'd be funny. But now, like,
It works.
That's all we want. Like, I don't want nothing sounding normal from James. I want it all wrong chords.
Wait, so how long did it take for you to get it on the piano?
I'm still trying to get it.
No, we're not doing that. How long did it take for you to? Okay, I'm gonna rephrase. How long did it take for you to feel confident enough to go into the church and play the piano, and people were like, "You can stay"?
It took a while. I guess, like almost close to a year until, and again, my church is very West Indian, so it wasn't all of the stuff that y'all Yankees do. It was really 1, 4, 5 and playing a reggae beat.
Y'all be kind of sleepy and
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, then we play the calypso stuff now too.
I've never heard calypso gospel.
Yeah.
That's like 1 1 1 1 1 1 1
You seen that video where that dude said da 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 da? But and they did an SNL sketch on him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's like my church.
How many damn skits and clips does James watch a day?
So did you already have the rhythm part down because of the drums and bass experience?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I had it just because I was listening so much to stuff. I was listening to so much music, and going to record stores and not having money, and just standing there reading the back of album covers. Just to learn the names of musicians and the studios and whatnot.
But when did you make the change? When did you go from drums, piano? Like, this is it. I ain't going back.
Yeah, right after that experience I told you about, I just kept practicing and practicing. I was like, okay, this is it.
Yes.
You got to remember, too, my older brother played.
Right. Okay, thank you. See, we ain't talking about your brother.
I know my older brother, Stephen, who's now the bishop of the church, he was the one that played, and I was trying to be like my older brother. So
What did he play?
he played everything. He played keys, played bass, played drums.
Is he good?
He was good. No, he's I'm joking. No, he's good. He's good. As he says it, he'll say, he taught me everything I know. He taught me everything he knew.
All right, that makes sense.
I like it.
Is he listening? What's up, bud?
So, even though I haven't seen it with my own eyes, like, is it generally correct that because of lack of venue structure in Philadelphia, that the black church was like the prime spot where every musician could get a chance to play?
Absolutely.
And as a result, if there are 5 keyboard players waiting to get on and 4 bass players waiting to get on and 12 drummers ready to get on, that they're going to try to outdo each other.
Absolutely.
Just all right. So can you walk me through that process? Like,
Wait, is this the inspiration for gospel chops?
yes,
Like
the
people
reason
trying to
why
outdo
most
each
black
other?
musicians overplay is because
They've
they
been
have to do
battling.
some
For a
evil
shot.
Knievel shit
Wow.
Yeah.
to make an impression.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Beat 4.
Like if you play like me, then it's just like old people will like it.
Oh, dear.
No, but that's the thing. Like my whole,
Geriatric crowd loving Ahmir.
my
Love
whole
it.
shit is like I want to make the musician sound good, so I'll just play
Down the middle.
as least. The less I play, the better it is.
James, you never took Ahmir to church to just like, I would love to see that.
You've been to my church before.
Yeah, I've been to his church.
I know, but just like,
You know,
get
you
on
ain't
the
played
church.
though. You never played though.
Yeah. Come on.
I purchased drums for them, but that's it.
You wouldn't play in church, man. You wouldn't
Even hired a drummer of theirs once, but nope, no more.
Why would you play in church? What's that?
No. Actually, I have played in church. It was a weird kind of non-denominational
Oh, no,
church.
no.
Okay.
Wait, why did you already have the? Oh no.
Because I'm already not hearing it. Like when you say non-denominational, I'm like, oh,
Right.
they
no,
got
no,
some
but I did that
tambourines.
church too. I mean, I had a Pentecostal church.
What was the WZZ?
WZZD. So I did play drums maybe like 3 years because it was also a pain in the ass of packing my drums at home.
Yeah.
And then you got to do a double trip. Like Uncle Bud and Dad had to come and
Okay.
and put in there, and then it's like, you got to break the drums down at church and bring it back home. I got lazy with that. But yeah, once we discovered a church that let us wear regular clothes.
Okay.
Which was like a game changer. Like, wait, I can wear jeans and a T-shirt in this church? And they were very hippified. Like, Tariq thought it was the most hilarious thing ever because, like, praised, like,
Praise and
black
worship.
churches, like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But these people would just, like, do hands across America, across the church. Like, they would just, like, someone would start a conga line. And that was the thing. It'd be like a 79-person conga line.
Guitar.
This sounds
Lot of
like
guitar.
Midsummer. It sounds
I've
like
been to
a
those
cult.
kind of
Yeah, I mean,
It sounds like a white person church.
Yo,
No, it's
Can I
mostly-
say that?
no.
I
It's,
think I'm
say
right.
that.
I mean, you can say it.
For once, I
believe
can
it or
say
not,
something.
Believe it or not, it was actually drawn down the middle. Like it was equally black, white, and
Nah, that ain't gonna work.
Hispanic. Well,
yeah. Is it,
Just in a
Hispanic
rhythm
church.
thing, you know.
So,
I was the drummer, so
Oh,
what the
that's
fuck?
So I wanted to ask you about to that point, James, about, we talk about the black church and it pretty much being kind of like the breeding ground and like the training ground for musicians. So now with the black church, what do you think is the role of the black church in the musical community? Because now it's very much, you see the rise of, I guess what they call CCM, contemporary Christian music, which is, is not. It ain't Andre Crouch, you know what I mean? So what is the role? Does the black church still have that role in the musicians?
Yeah, are they playing
Yeah.
trap now in church?
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. They're doing stuff. I mean, again, I'm older now, so some of the things that they're
Absolutely.
doing now.
To my question,
Oh,
I was like,
playing
are they
trap?
playing like trap and drill in church now, or like?
oh, you hear that kind of stuff?
One time I tried to play Peter Piper. Like I just told the percussion player, just do this. And I played it. And one elder who was like the youngest elder who like knew what I know what y'all doing. Like they called me to the principal's office and was like, because the kids started whopping and all that shit. So it was forbidden. I couldn't play anything that made them want to start doing the whop.
Listen, I was playing this a kid. I played the changes to On Broadway. Dun, dun. And one of the deacons looked at me and was like, no.
No George.
Wow.
I like the changes. G to F.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So how is it now? Like how is
They're playing. I don't know if you saw this thing a few months back. There was this church in Georgia. What song did he play? He played the actual record of Walk It Out. I walk it out.
I think I've seen that.
And
I've
played
seen that. The minister.
And played the verses and everything. And the
Yeah.
whole church is just dancing. And I was like,
Yeah.
Clean
okay.
version.
That's
No, well, I stopped watching the video. I was like, nah. But yeah, the influence is definitely there. The stuff they're doing now, they're playing to tracks, So it's extremely the church is extremely musical. These guys are still playing and playing beyond. It's like tide rises and then it just keeps rising and rising. So
I mean, churches got orchestras now. And
Oh,
whatnot.
yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's
I think it's less religious, no? What about guys like Corey Henry and PJ Morton, like dudes like
Yeah,
that?
like,
Like it's still
Right.
church-based-ish, but it's not
Interesting.
religious.
Yeah. Is would you consider Ty Tribbett? Was he kind of in that same lane?
Yeah, I think Todd helped change a lot, because him and the band Soundcheck, they were just doing some things that were like, wait a minute, what is that? I mean, Ahmir, you could attest to that,
Yeah, I
So-
mean, I feel like the overdoing it of it all
Yeah.
it just frustrates the shit out of me because, like, all right, we know you're amazing, but like, what are you guys like as a team?
Right.
And
But it's, again, I would not argue with that, but I would argue that from their point of view, like, that's the level of musicality that's risen to now.
I
So
get
that's the norm. So they're just expressing and getting more musical and more musical. It sounds like, the stuff that we listened to fusion stuff, that Chick Corea Electric Band and all that stuff, which was special and different. That's the norm at church.
Yeah. Nah. Do you Doobie Powell? Or you
Doobie,
yeah,
man.
That's
Doobie is amazing.
That's
man. That's my
gospel?
brother.
gospel.
Yeah.
Doobie
Okay.
Powell is amazing. But yeah,
His whole family.
Doobie
Kevin.
Powell.
is this
Oh
new
my
or
gosh.
old or?
No, now.
he's currently Doobie is a monster.
Is that like a
dude.
DU?
But it's very DOOBIE.
Thank you.
But it's very music like changes.
Yeah.
It's real. You said fusion, it kind of like
Vegas changes or like?
No,
Nah.
Like,
Vegas changes.
there's some, you'll dig it.
He wrong. Doobie the truth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to you, Ahmir.
Okay. Why are you schooling me now?
No, I just always
First
like to
for
keep up with
everything.
everybody on this show. Y'all don't know it. I'll be sitting here looking up everything y'all talking about, so I might as well just send it to you too.
I see. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. So, what was the period that told you, like, okay, I'm going to take this serious and pursue my dream of playing music?
When I was in college, and after the chemical engineering debacle,
Petered out.
and I left Drexel and I went to community college for 2 years, and was working at Strawbridge and Clovier.
Yeah.
Strawbridges.
What's that?
What's that?
It's like
a
a
It's our
department store.
Macy's.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
And I started getting gigs, and I started doing local gigs around town with different choirs and different club things, and then started doing some things with some national artists, some national gospel artists. There's a choir called New Jersey Mass. I was working with them. There's a gospel singer named Vanessa Bell Armstrong.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Hezekiah Walker.
Oh, yeah. him.
Okay,
And
so
then I started working with the Whitehead Brothers. Went on tour to Europe with the
So
Whitehead
wait,
Brothers.
The Whitehead
that's
Brothers.
what-
Your
that's
love
when-
is a 187.
So wait, that's when
Whitehead Brothers?
is that when I meet you and you were at Philadelphia International? Is that
Yeah.
how that happens? Because that's
Right.
when I met James and Vikter is at Philadelphia
Well,
International.
that was after. Well, after that, that's when I met Jeff,
Okay.
the illustrious Jeffrey Jazz. I mean,
Jeffrey Towns?
Jeffrey Jazz Town, Jazzy DJ Jazzy Jeff.
well, wait, you're skipping over very crucial things I want to know about. Who was your longest gig with, as far as like national gospel is concerned?
Bruce Parham. He was a Philly guy,
Okay.
and I worked with him. So it was Bruce Parham. What was I saying? Hezekiah Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Then I played with Tri City with Donald Lawrence.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. So Hezekiah. All right.
I was down. All right now. The DJ Rogers song.
Yes.
Think I'll make
Thank it anyhow.
Rogers, oh.
Anyhow.
That was Tariq's first gospel song that he sang.
Are you serious?
Oh, dog, yeah. Like, like the special Sundays where, like, you're going to get anointed or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, Tariq was, for 1 week, Tariq
He was
was
saved.
going to be like Aaron Hall,
Oh.
Yo.
like, singing the gospel. Like, seriously, handkerchief, microphone. How's everybody this evening?
See that though.
I was like, oh, Tariq can sing. Okay.
Wait, so does the gospel community, do they feel like you're secretly theirs first? Like they look at you when they see you in the streets like, come home, buddy.
Something you'll come up
PK.
right.
I'm still
You know what I
home.
mean?
What you talking about?
But I mean, like, you could leave them. You could really just be with us,
I mean, it's changed up so much. It's like, where would I start going back to do some gospel records? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I do them my way, but
Yeah.
the way they doing them now, you know what I mean? It's like okay,
super advanced now?
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's some stuff.
I gotta listen to this dude y'all just said.
So
Okay,
wait,
Doobie.
you're saying this is like 8 degrees way past gospel, the gospel band that everyone followed in the 80s. Detroit.
Commission.
Commission.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is way past Commission now?
Yes, and I mean, Commission was just so cutting edge.
Yeah,
That's
that was
still-
like the foundation almost. Like, yeah.
So, but there's still, they're still growing. There's a lot that guys are doing that, like you say, the music level is so high.
Like, dude, like Kim Burrell. Like,
Kim
he was,
Burrell,
like,
yeah,
just-
yeah.
Yeah, it's just very technical. Like the gospel singers, because I work with a lot of singers, and the thing that I noticed with a lot of gospel singers or have that background, getting them to understand the difference between being a singer and being a recording artist.
Yeah.
Because they just want to sing. Like
they belt all the
it's
notes.
a run. It's runs
Yeah.
every 2
Yeah.
minutes. It's like, fam, you can just sing the melody and it's okay. You know what I mean?
Jaw
So it's
vibrato.
it's that. It's like you
yeah.
said, like it's always that very flashy, you know what I'm saying? But technically brilliant, you know what I'm saying? But it's like if you're singing a song, you kind of got to give the audience some room to sing along with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah,
Good point.
but they be singing their ass off though.
It's funny, back in the day, there was 1 or 2 singers that could do that kind of stuff. There was 1 or 2 musicians that could do all of, the
Now
stuff.
y'all can.
Now everybody does that stuff, and it's like, let's go back
Yeah.
to keeping it kind of simple.
But it seems like that's inevitable.
It's the Questlove
yeah,
approach.
yeah.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Take me through a typical week of this circuit, gig-wise.
So we rehearsing at some church, some small church somewhere.
Okay. What
musician-
day? Like Tuesday nights?
Sometime during the week. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Monday night, Tuesday night.
Is it always organ or is it piano
No,
too?
it's piano, keyboards, whatever was there. You know what I mean?
Do you get a cassette first of what you're going to learn? Or you
Yeah,
have to know it
yeah.
already?
But some things, like with some of the choirs, some things are just like standards that everybody would know. people that know you
Church
know, because
folk,
you always listen.
Everybody knows
so you know what it
very
is.
soon, and
Yeah.
everyone knows. Okay.
Practice the stuff. Go do it. Go do a gig. You know, there's a gospel concert with like 40 people on it. You go up there and do 2 songs. You know, you gotta.
Do you have your
there's
own
no-
DX7 or you share?
Sometimes you bring your stuff in, or sometimes you share, and sometimes people didn't want you playing this stuff.
Oh, DX.
You know,
Don't touch my settings.
Don't move. Don't change the transpose on this, or the drummers don't change the cymbals around. Or you drummers bring the snares in. I've seen drummers walk in with a snare and some sticks and walk out with a snare, cymbals.
How much them kind of gigs paid back in them days?
Oh
James?
man, I got quite a few cheesesteaks. Listen,
$35 maybe.
No, I ain't even, not even $35. Like, yo, let's just go get a cheesesteak.
Yep.
And I had to split a cheesesteak with the bass player.
Damn.
So your Strawbridge's money is your real money.
Yeah.
So, but also, like, are you in units? Like, is it the goal to show out and
Yeah.
like, oh, we go to that church?
Yeah,
All right.
all of that. You know, I was, you know, some of the bands I was playing in, you know, I was always blessed to have the greatest drummers to work with. So Little John
Oh, that's
and
right. 'cause he
Brian
was in
Fraser
church.
Moore, you know. So, you know, we go do these gigs and show, you know, everybody was more excited for Brian and John than me, because, you know, they was putting on
They
the
were
show.
stars,
They
right.
put on the show, and I'm like, I'm just holding it together with my 2 chords.
Broadway.
All right. So, what was your first foray into the professional world that will take you to where you are now? Like, what do you consider your first? I got hired by
I said
Richard
it.
Dimples Fields.
I said it. The
Vanessa?
Whitehead brothers had a hit
Whitehead.
at the
Okay.
time.
So which one was this? The Love is a 187? Was this that one, or was it
What was the record they had?
Or- Feel Your Pain?
Oh my God, my memory is gone right now.
Is this the Whitehead?
Forget I
from-
Was a G? Was it that one? Forget I Was a G?
I think yeah.
Forget
was the-
I
This is
Was a G.
White.
That was the
Fat
one.
and Whitehead, their kids.
The kid, the son.
Oh,
yeah.
their sons. Oh wow.
Yeah, forget I Was a G was that was the one that was on the Jason's Lyric soundtrack.
Yes.
That was like 95.
So
Lyric.
we went and
That always
toured
comes
Europe.
back.
You know, I'll never forget this. We played London, and this guy opened up for us, and he started singing. This guy opened up for us, and everybody was laughing at him. 'Cause I was like, "This dude is terrible." Mark Morrison.
Return of the Mac, son? What?
Shots
He played it
fired.
live?
No, he was
He
just
just
playing.
singing.
Yeah, he was singing. I
well,
forget
I
what
mean-
song
Was
he was
this
singing.
at the
not a
gig I
singer.
met you at?
Return of the Mac.
No, this was in London. Did I meet you in London? No.
I mean, you know me and Questnesia. Like,
Never heard that before.
dude,
But fucking love that.
how many times I meet you before I'm like, oh, Bill.
Well, you thought I was your accountant like 17 times.
Right,
In fact,
exactly.
I'm pretty sure you still think I'm your accountant.
Right.
But that's fine.
No, you're consistent in your accountant chic right now.
Love it.
No, but I remember
No, I was hanging
at
out
the Apollo. Who were the Whiteheads opening for? That was it. Blackstreet
at the Apollo.
at the Apollo in London.
It was Blackstreet.
Okay,
We were opening up for. Did I meet you there?
that's when I remember. That's James Poyser. That's when it registered. Cause you like, hey, Philly. I was like, huh?
Really?
Oh, you called
I
you
don't. You remember something I don't? My.
That is fascinating.
This was Blackstreet and the Whitehead brothers
Yeah.
came to the Apollo. I think around December of '95. I decided to not fly home for Christmas and just stay at our apartment. Everyone went home for Christmas, and I stayed at our apartment in London. And I went to go see Blackstreet. I think you were there 3 nights in a row or something.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. and so-
Wow, I don't remember that.
So wait, then how did you hook up with Whitehead brothers then? Cause yeah,
How did I just?
well, they're
You
from
just-
Philly.
I
Yeah,
know,
Philly,
I know,
you know.
I know. But then was that what led you into like being? Cause y'all were kind of like supposed to be like the canon for PIR for a minute. It felt like
No,
you.
no. This
so
was,
wait,
this
this is
had
way
not-
before that.
This was a little bit before PIR. This
Okay.
was right when I met Jeff
Okay.
and became, and you know, he took me in a touch of jazz.
Have you met Vikter yet?
Yeah, Jeff and Vik I met at the
Okay.
same time. This was Vik with the blonde hair. Y'all
Oh,
don't remember
God.
that phase. This was
Whoa.
before Duplaix.
Grandmaster Vik.
This is Grandmaster Vik.
Before the
Grandmaster
turban.
At one point, Grandmaster Vik was probably neck and neck with like Jazzy Jeff as far as like
Yeah,
cutting
yeah.
and
But you
scratching.
talking about a different Victor.
No,
You talking about that Victor?
Yeah,
Okay.
Grandmaster Vik.
Grandmaster Vik and
it's
Exotic
Vikter Duplaix.
Don.
Yeah.
So
And
he always was
That
like
was his
that.
older Grandmaster Vik, the Exotic Don.
And Exotic
And
Don.
Exotic
His rapper,
Don.
his rapper
Oh,
was
okay.
like
Exotic
Jazzy
Don.
Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Yeah, yeah.
So he
Grandmaster
looked
Vik.
different back then.
Blonde hair.
Okay, because I was wearing, because he always, because also Ahmir, then he started wearing a turban and he did some lock thing. Like, you know, Victor went through the
He
stages.
started
So,
He was going through his seal thing.
yes.
And according to Vic, he saw Daphne Duplaix,
Duplaix.
the fine ass Playboy
Yep.
model of. I believe that she was at Tower Records signing. This is like a week before Things Fall Apart came out. She was at Tower Records signing like 8x10s for the new like Playboy DVD thing or VHS thing. And I went in and got
She's
her
fine.
autograph.
I've seen her. Thank you, Laia. She's
How
fine.
did y'all get that 8x? Was that my 8x10 that's hanging in your studio
Of
of Daphne Duplaix?
Wow.
it might have, or was it his? Because he came back and was like, I'm changing my name.
Yo,
We got to get Vic on the
She-
show.
I-
man. We got to get Vic.
He,
Oh,
yes,
my God.
he
I
said the
gotta
same
admit,
thing. He said the same thing.
she was that fine though. She
He's
was
so
that
fine. He changed his name.
Yo, that's crazy. I never knew where Duplaix
Well,
came from. One
she
day it was
was in-
cooked and then it was just.
She
that
was in.
phrase.
She was in a Visa commercial. That was like her first national thing in addition to doing Playboy. But she was like in a Visa commercial.
Yikes.
Man.
Fine as all hell.
I like that her name ends in an X.
Yeah.
That's how he spells it. Exactly.
I always felt sort of from an outsider. I arrived in Philly in like 2004, but like he always seemed like he was somehow a crux to what had happened. Like, was he at the center of a lot of the stuff that was happening?
Yeah, he was there. He was involved in a lot of stuff.
He was also just way ahead of his time. 'Cause
Yeah.
I will admit that I was laughing. Like, when James explained to me, like, yeah, you know, like, Victor, and I'm like, Grandmaster Vik? He says, nah, like, Vikter Duplaix trying to, like, you know, he's trying to do some cool, sexy thing, like Seal, Sting. And I'm like, Grandmaster Vik wants to do that type of
And
stuff?
then he dropped International Affairs.
What?
and it was
Come
like,
on.
Okay.
Right.
And
And
jamming. Yeah, I love that album.
The daughters of desire.
Singing like
Vic was just
I just know the melody.
way ahead of
ahead of
everybody.
his
Yeah, he was.
So it started with the Whitehead brothers. First of all, the youngest, is that Kenny? Or
I think it was Kenny. Yeah, it was Kenny.
on tour, did he ever play guitar? Because I don't think the world knew,
No, I
and
don't
Philly
think-
didn't know. He was like Kirk, Jimi Hendrix level of guitar playing.
You
Really?
said Kirk. That was sweet.
So I met him. I met Kid. I think it's Kenny Whitehead, the youngest. You know, at A Street Music, and he was just shredding his. And I never seen like a young black person shred
guitar.
like
Wow.
guitar like that. And when I heard Whitehead, I was like, oh, that's the ain't. My dad was like, his father did ain't no stopping us
Ain't
now.
no stopping now.
Right,
I'm a
and
fan
so-
of Whitehead.
But on the tour, were they just
No, they
a
were
duo?
just just singing. Well, we would just, you know.
I always thought that was his wrong calling. Like he should have played guitar more and like.
You know, it's funny. Can I just take you saying the first time you saw him?
What?
So I grew up in West Philly. You grew up in West Philly.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know each other.
Okay.
But I'd see this weird dude walking around because I'd take the G, I'd take the L,
Right.
and I was like, who this dude? And then I did a session at the studio on Delaware Avenue, and you were leaving.
Okay.
And I was like, who is this dude? And he was like, yo, you don't know him? He's one.
Cajun Studios.
I think it was a Cajun. He's like, yo, you don't know this dude on drums? I was like, he plays drums? I see him in the neighborhood, but I didn't know he played drums. And then the Boys II Men video came out.
Hey, there was Ahmir.
And they was like, oh, I got it now.
Yeah.
Aw.
That's my entry. So did you meet Jeff? Because you came around. He's the tail end of he's a DJ. I'm the rapper.
Yeah.
But really in the beginning of and in this corner.
It was Little John.
Oh, okay.
Little John Roberts. Who he was playing drums with Jeff, and they had a gig at the zoo, the Philly Zoo. Like, wow, I don't know why. I
Oh,
just
you mean the
know.
real zoo? I thought you
real
were talking
zoo.
about a club. Okay. Wow.
And I went to hang out, and I was like, yo, I want to be down with this.
Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince
Yeah.
performed that. Okay.
Or it was just Jeff DJing, but with a band, and he had some other musicians playing.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm trying to, what's up? What up? So, got cool with him and Vik. And this was right, they just moved the studio from Delaware Avenue up to...
He left Studio 4?
Yeah, and went up to where's it at? Right up on near City Avenue. I forget the name of the
I didn't
studio.
know they moved there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started working with them there.
Okay.
And worked there for a few years, did some remixes, whatever. This was when Jeff was always in LA doing Fresh Prince.
Mm.
So then me and
Of which you're on?
yeah, I'm in a couple episodes.
Really?
There's a couple episodes. I was
Audience member.
I was hanging out with Jeff, and I was like sitting in the back eating Roscoe's. I'm like, yo, Will, man, let me get in one of these scenes, man. And Will took me right, and it was a Friday, just before they're about to tape. And you got to remember, there was extras there all week for rehearsal. And he put me right in the front, and they were looking at me like, you.
Yo,
But you was
Extras-
always a ham too. That's dope.
they hate line cutters. Extras hate line cutters, boy.
So again, we're working there, and Chauncey Childs, my brother, was up there working the business with us. And then we were like, we're doing this ourselves. Let's go off by ourselves and do our thing. So we were working at Vik's apartment doing nothing. And Kenny Gamble, who was a friend of Vik's mom or Chauncey's mom, was like, man, you guys come down to Philly International. I'm gonna teach y'all what's going on. So that's where I had the room at Philly. That's where we first met.
You and Keith too.
Yeah, Keith was working there. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
Chauncey brought Keith down to help handle the books or whatever.
Keith McPhee?
Yes,
Keith
that's
McPhee.
how I met Keith.
McPhee started at Philly International?
Because I think he had just quit
Keith is secretly Jamaican.
Did he quit MTV at the time, or he wasn't trying to travel too much?
Yeah.
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 And then right after that, that's when he was back on the road with y'all.
Yes. Keith is who called me earlier, interrupted me.
And then y'all get set up to write songs for Damon Keith Williams.
Oh, all of that.
Okay, so what was your day-to-day at Philly International? Because I always heard of, Philly International's open back up, and everybody worked at Philly International, but did anything come out of Philly International?
No question. You forgot no question? I remember the question in the group. I don't care what your mama said. What your mama. Y'all okay?
I remember no question.
Oh wow.
Yes.
But
Phonte didn't respond to it. I was like, ah,
His
man.
eye just got big.
This was an R&B group.
Yeah.
I take
It
it.
had to be. I mean, her name was no question. So I mean, that kind of
They sealed their own fate.
But you're right, James. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right.
So we go down in the morning and just work until 10:45, and that's when
Specific.
Zog, who was Mr. Huff's right-hand man, and Zog played drums on Curtis Mayfield Superfly album.
wow. Okay.
And Zog be like, time to go.
Oh.
And so we were like, yo, Gams, man, can we stay later? And Gams like, man, this ain't no flop house. Y'all leaving out of here at 10:45.
He wouldn't let y'all work late?
No.
Wow.
And always make sure his
Spot on
guy
impression.
closes
They
the...
close the doors and send us home. But it's crazy. I had Linda Creed's old room.
Wow.
Linda Creed, who wrote
Yeah, people in the world go around.
all them records. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so, he had the psychedelic carpet on the walls.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy.
All the original stuff.
And just being there in sessions and Lou Rawls it's crazy. Like the old Lou Rawls, they were finishing up Phyllis Hyman's album at the time.
Did you
and
play on any of those things?
I think I played on a Lou Rawls song.
Okay. Was
Yeah.
Phyllis nice?
I didn't meet her.
So what years? Just so we know, what years
I
was
can't remember.
Philly International?
This is 88 and 89.
80 something, yeah.
Okay.
To the night.
Well, based on his albums coming out.
But the greatest thing I got from that was just sitting around listening to Gams and Mr. Huff talk.
Yeah.
Really?
It was so I remember one time they were watching videos on TV. Some girls group was on. I knew, they all right. But they ain't nothing like them Jones girls, huh? Yeah. And the Huff was like, yeah.
Like Waldorf and Statler. Right.
Yeah, they all right.
So I wanted to ask you, man, how did you talk about your process of going from being a musician, being a player, to being a producer? Because there's a lot of people who can play, but making tracks or being that, it's a different thing.
So at the time, I really wanted to be a musician, just be on the road and whatnot. And I met some guys that were constantly on the road. and I saw their living situations, and I saw it, and I was like, remember, me smart, because
Finance.
me
Chemical
chemical
engineering, man. Come on.
chemical engineering, me finance.
Me smart.
Me kicked out of 10 different schools.
Right.
So I was like, okay, this is not gonna amount to much. You know what I mean? I can keep. This is a monkey's hustle. You know, I can keep chasing this, and I was like, okay, what's the next step to this? So I was like, okay, all right, let me be strategic and start writing songs.
Okay.
And I wrote a bunch of gospel songs that are out. You know, Hezekiah Walker recorded some, Bruce Parham, and you know, a bunch of different. So I started writing other songs. I remember wrote some songs, and I let this guy in Philly, who was like a pretty well-known songwriter, hear some stuff, and he was like, "This is terrible."
Who?
His name was Spencer.
Bernard?
What?
Spencer?
Big Spencer.
I know the name Spencer. I know that guy. Yeah,
Like,
I've
this
heard
is
his name.
terrible. You know, that's happened to me quite a bit when I send music to people and they hate it. Phonte being one of them.
Oh shit! Tell it.
No, it is cool. The
I
stuff,
know, I love it. It's good.
the stuff I did at the time, I was searching and it was absolute trash.
I was trying to remember what it
and
was.
And I appreciate you like
was clearly memorable.
You ain't lying and be like, oh, this is cool. You were like, nah.
Yeah, Phonte don't fuck around. Family or not, that shit is whack. Phonte be like, nah, son, that shit.
I was like, nah, and I appreciate that.
Yo, I love you. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't want to have you out
I
here
know,
looking,
and
you know
I
what I'm saying?
appreciated that. I
man.
absolutely appreciate that. You know, somebody would have lied, and I'd still be dealing with some whackness. You know what I mean?
Phonte the first to tell you the truth.
But wait, how long ago was that? Because if Phonte don't remember, and you guys.
Oh, this was
probably like, this is early 2000s, and we were doing. This is when we were doing the Minstrel show. This is when LB was on the Minstrel show, and we came up to the studio, and I was just playing you records. I'll never get this. I was just playing you records, and we played the All For You record, and James just immediately went to the keyboard and just started playing over, and I was like, oh shit. And I was just so honored that he would even play on one of our records. I was like, shit. And so we ended up keeping it. And so he played on All For You on the Minstrel show. He's playing the keys and stuff on that. And then a couple years after that, he reached out and the Fame movie.
Fame. That's right.
He did Fame. This was now the movie did absolutely jack shit. The movie did nothing. But Naturi Naughton, she was playing. She had a role, and they needed a song. And James just said, he was like, "Hey man, I'm working on this. You think you can write something?" Yeah. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, like that was very rare. That's coming. You could have called anybody.
Yeah, nah, for real.
Shade, but yeah.
Nah, straight up. Nah, he sent it, and me and my homegirl Carlita Duran, we went in the studio, we did it, and I sent it back, and I'm just Hail Mary. I have no idea. I'm like, maybe this works. And so James, he hit me. I remember, I never get. We was on Instant Messenger, and he was like, "Oh man, you show off. You a show off." I was like, "All right, I think we got it right." And so now we did those records, and then God, man,
was that one of your first placement records?
That was one of my first. Yeah, writing for a movie. That was like 2009, and then like a couple years after that, we did the Foreign Exchange's cover of "If She Breaks Your Heart." He remixed that and used one of your drum loops. Actually,
I am on that bitch.
Yeah, for the remix.
This should be called "I Played on That." Oh, I played on that.
Yeah, man.
Two of you.
Yeah, he did it. So man, James, he was always. I mean, outside of just me being a fan of the music. I just always appreciated the way that you would reach out to me and just give me those opportunities and would always show up. And, just aside from me being a fan, like just you giving me those calls, man, that shit really meant a lot. And so anytime you call, I'm like, I got to deliver.
Oh, my man, I appreciate that.
Straight up.
I love you too, bro.
I get real nervous around Poyser also, man. You kidding me? All the time.
Yeah.
We just did a thing. I had to send it to him. I was like, fuck.
Wait, so y'all work together too?
Listen, this thing that
Not
he
yet.
sent me, he was like, I was like, bro, what is wrong with you?
Oh, William.
I was terrified. I was fucking terrified.
I was like, his
True
his
story.
name is $1 million.
No, when
bill.
Ahmir called me, he was like, "We're gonna do it, but James is gonna be." I was like, "Fuck." Like, okay. Well, if he has to be.
Is that your instrument, Bill?
What?
The piano? Is that
I
your
mean, sure.
Bill, don't do that. Don't do that.
Bill makes jams.
I know, that's why, but
Yeah,
But
Bill's amazing.
I'm a fake piano player. I can't play like James can play, but I can I can manipulate with a computer.
Some MIDI, magic,
Yeah.
Okay.
make it happen.
I love this family love.
Okay, folks, this is where we're stopping part one with my favorite member of the Roots, James Poyser. Actually, Kirk is my fave. And then Black Thought and Questlove are kind of tied for second place. And wow, wait a second, I forgot Stro. He's definitely in the top 5. And the horn guys, Dave and Ian, they're my bros. So yeah, James would be like 6th. No, wait, Mark Kelly. Oh yes, he's my man. So James is like, wait, me and Kamal have really bonded recently. So James Poyser is like, whoa, hold on a second, Tuba. I forgot Tuba, my man. That's my cousin. So, bad news for James, but good news for you, our listener. In part 2, the conversation about James's transition from musician to producer continues with some deep dives into the records he's made. Come back next week or check your podcast feed for that one. See you later, James.